What is good, everyone? And thank you so much for tuning in. So today's video is for all my beat 'em up fans and all my Nintendo Switch physical collectors. And we're going to be taking a look at 7 must-own beat 'em ups for your Nintendo Switch physical collection. These games are also multi-platform, by the way. So the first game that I absolutely have to talk about is Fight and Rage here, because when I would watch beat 'em up videos just looking for the best modern beat 'em ups for Nintendo Switch or whatever, I would keep seeing people in the comment section talking about how Fight and Rage is the best beat 'em up of all time, or one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. And I have to say that I do agree with them, because once I tried this game out, I was kind of a little on the fence. I was like, yeah, this is good, but I don't know, it's pretty freaking hard. It's kind of kicking my ass a bit. But once I got the mechanics down, it was so satisfying, turning my enemies into bags of bones as I do those combos that turn them into bones in the games. Hearing the sound effects, the music in this game is awesome. The pixelated art style graphics are awesome. The fighting mechanics are top tier. The thing about this game is that you can't just tease your way through it. You actually have to properly learn the fighting mechanics. And once you do, once you learn the enemy patterns and learn your fighting mechanics, I'm telling you, you will have a blast with this game if you're a beat 'em up fan. It definitely offers a good challenge, but it offers a fair challenge because you can continue from different points in the game. It won't just make you game over like a true old school game, but it does have that true old school challenge, and that's why Fight and Rage is #1 on this list. Okay, coming in at #2 here is River City Girls 1 and 2, the Japanese import version. And the reason why is because Limited Run released these games separately, and the first one goes for around $100. So this Japanese version gives fans a way to play both of these games and own them physically at an affordable price, and it's actually cheaper than buying both of these digitally right now, unless they both go on sale for a good price. But I haven't played River City Girls 2 yet, but I have played 1, and I had a blast playing it. It's a great beat 'em up with great fighting mechanics, and the cool thing about it is that it's a little different than your typical beat 'em up. It's open world kind of in a 2D setting, and it also has RPG elements. So you grind for XP fighting against enemies wherever you go. When you clear an area, if you go back, the enemies will respawn, and you get money from beating them up. And with that money, you can unlock new moves, new stat boosts, and all kind of stuff like that. The boss battles in this game are pretty good. The story is pretty funny, pretty good. I love the art style. The music in this game is great, and this is definitely a must own. At #3 on my list is Streets of Rage 4. And just a quick tip for all my physical collectors, there is an updated version that comes with all the DLC and everything on the cartridge, the anniversary edition. So if you don't have this game, I would recommend buying that one. But this game is phenomenal. This game has a really methodical combat system. The combat in this one is amazing. It does have different difficulty settings, even in easy mode, but it's challenging either way. It's a really fun game. The levels in this one are pretty long. The boss fights are amazing. The characters all have their own unique mechanics and play great. The music in this one is great. And this is actually the game, believe it or not, that really made me fall in love with beat 'em ups. I had kind of fell off of gaming for a while, and when I got the Nintendo Switch, this is one of the first games that I bought for it. And after I played this one, I beat it multiple times on all kind of different difficulties, unlocking the retro characters that you can unlock. You can actually unlock the original Streets of Rage characters when you beat this game, which is pretty cool. And this game just really got me addicted to beat 'em ups and wanting to play more of them. And this is one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. I would say this is definitely a must own for any physical collector who's a fan of beat 'em ups. You want to have this one in your collection, and that's why I'm putting it at the #3 spot on this list. #4 on my list is Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons. Did I say that right? Yep, long title there. But this one is an awesome beat 'em up, and I had to put it high on this list because it's a recent release that I feel is really underrated. I think critics don't know what the heck they're talking about. They gave this some average decent review scores, but they really criticized it for having they criticized it a lot for having rogue-like elements that really don't mean much because you don't really have to use them. but I'd say you shouldn't really hold that against this game at all because it's an option that's there if you do want to use it. So basically, as you beat each level, you can upgrade your characters, you earn in-game currency, and you can use that currency to continue if you get a game over, or you can just accept the game over and leave your characters upgraded and then restart with stronger characters. I don't know why this game was so criticized, but the mechanics on this game are great. The art style is simple. I mean, it doesn't look phenomenal, but I think it looks definitely serviceable, good looking. I've heard a lot of people complain about that, but I think it looks great. It has all kind of characters, a lot of unlockable characters, great music, great boss battles, multiple different paths. And I'd say this is definitely a must own for all my beat 'em up fans out there who collect physical games. All right, if you're enjoying this content, I would ask if you would please consider subscribing. But let's keep this list moving with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And this is a phenomenal, really fast-paced beat 'em up. If you like games with fast action combat, this one probably has the fastest combat of every game on this list. It has a beautiful, gorgeous, pixelated art style, kind of like the Super Nintendo type of graphics. You have multiple characters. You have the Turtles. You have April O'Neil. You have Master Splinter. You have the hockey mask guy. It's an awesome game. The boss battles in this one are really challenging. And honestly, I find this actually to be one of the most challenging beat 'em ups on this list. I'm not that good at it, and I never got too much into it. And actually, I want to try it out some more. I did beat this game playing co-op with my cousin, but I don't think I ever beat it single player, so I want to change that. I want to challenge myself and try to get more into this game, but it is a great game, and I know a lot of people love the TMNT beat 'em up games, and that's why it's on this list. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection is definitely a must-own in any Nintendo Switch collection, in my opinion. This features 13 games all on one cartridge, and I know a lot of people hate what Konami did with the Metal Gear Solid collection, but they definitely did get this one right, putting it all on one cartridge. It features local co-op and online play, and it also features a lot of goodies, like you can go back and look at like the old advertisements. You can go back and look at the old manuals and covers for the original game. So there's a lot to love about this collection. This is definitely a collector's item, in my opinion. A must play with all these great games on here. You have a lot of people's favorite beat 'em up of all time with Turtles in Time on this collection. Not every single game on here is a beat 'em up. You even have that fighting Ninja Turtle game on here where it's like kind of like Street Fighter, like a versus type of game, but the beat 'em ups that you get on this package are great. And for the value to get all this in one package, you even get regional releases, like you get the Japanese versions of these games. This is definitely a must own for all beat 'em up fans out there. Okay, and we're gonna wrap this list up with the Ninja Saviors, Return of the Warriors. This is a phenomenal resurrection of an old school classic. I believe this was a Super Nintendo game and an arcade game. Honestly, I never played those, so I didn't have any nostalgia for those. But I do have nostalgia for my old school type of games, as I did grow up first playing the Super Nintendo, Game Boy, those type of games, you know. And this one definitely has awesome mechanics. It has the awesome, true Super Nintendo style graphics on this one, the 16-bit style graphics. It's definitely challenging. In this game, you play as android ninja warriors trying to save the world from a dystopian future. And this game is just great. This is definitely a must own in your collection, and you can still get this one for a good price. So for all my beat 'em up fans, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. But we're not done yet. I do want to mention some honorable mentions, and one of those is the Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle or the Capcom Belt Action Collection for all my physical collectors. That's the Japanese release, which features 7 old school classic Capcom Beat 'em Up games on the cartridge. That's another one you might want to look out for. And another honorable mention that I want to talk about is the Sega Genesis Classics for the Nintendo Switch, because that has all the old school Streets of Rage games on there, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, so that's one you might want to own. And then last but not least, I would like to mention Scott Pilgrim. Now, I don't have that one physically. I have it digitally because I got it for dirt cheap. I didn't want to spend $35 on the physical because although it is a great beat 'em up, I feel like River City Girls is that type of game, but even better. So that's it for this video. Until the next one, peace.